You train animals, not people. You simply need to enable people. You need to give them the right information at the right time in correlation with the right coaching and support in order for them to make use of all of that correctly.
What we should focus sales methodologies on is how do you win that first wow moment? Because from there, it's easy to win the rest of the wow moments, right? And so that to me is where methodologies all fall apart.
You need to treat every enablement program like a sales cycle. You need to do your discovery. You need to give them a proposal. You need to get them to commit to the program. And then you need to retain them.
A sales methodology should not be limited to just your sellers. Everybody who is part of your go-to-market teams should understand what that sales methodology is.
The number one stakeholder that's the most often overlooked is your sellers. They are the ones who most often do not get consulted with sales operations in terms of determining what are the tools that you're going to bring in.
Everyone that's in and around a revenue function actually should be an enabler or have an enablement brain if you want to be a top performer.
And speaking directly to those people that have not dove in both feet with AI yet, if you don't, you are inadvertently making yourself a dinosaur. And we know what happened to the dinosaurs. They're gone.
Great reps want to be coached, but they only want to be coached by these high quota carrying guys or girls who've been successful, who also give a shit about them and want to help them achieve their goals.
People argue that, hey, the AI will replace us. Yes, if you're just doing the routine tasks, but if you learn more about how to deal with that tool, to spend less time on mundane tasks, more time on the strategic tasks, more time on working with your customers instead of writing the prospecting emails.
Discovery and enablement is just as important as discovery and sales. We have to fully understand where the pains are.
We are more than meeting bookers. We are more than opportunity setters. What we sell is phone calls and meetings.
I always compare AI education to pulling back a rubber band. Like, it feels like you're going backwards and going slower, but as soon as you let go, you just fire off and get so much more stuff done.
Why do you think we need to do role plays? Because we're out there practicing on our effing customer.
You don't lose a deal if you learn from it. For me, the unlock is immediately pivoting to reframing the setback as a learning opportunities.
Before you jump on a one-on-one or have a conversation with someone on your team, take a deep breath and tell yourself that it's time to get curious. This meeting's not about me. I need to be curious about the person on the other end.
There is a phenomena called mirroring neurons. The leader needs to be on top of their game because whatever you're feeling is going to impact the people that you're working with.
You need to be able to enjoy someone saying no to you. You need to understand it's not personal. You will get more from the no's than you will from the yeses.
Competitor bashing is a no-no. Always give credit to your competitor, because guess what? They're in the market, they have customers, and they're doing something well.
You're not being paid to be an expert, you're being paid to be a coach. And that means you're not influencing their mindset, you're trying to influence their behavior.
Human beings resist change. It's just ingrained in our nature. And what you really have to do is focus on encouraging the team to own the change. They really need to understand what's in it for them.
Having enablement as sort of the spoke of the wheel, working cross-functionally with the other teams that need to be involved makes the most sense to me. That's probably the best recipe to make sure that projects or programs or tools are rolled out effectively across the go-to-market team.
I think one reason a sales methodology could be important is really for the customer's benefit. So standardizing how we sell, how we speak to them, so that they're all getting the same experience.
Let people fail, let them come back and work with them. Let them go and do something, but don't let them burn. That's very important. Let them fail, but not let them burn.
One thing that I think is crucial to avoiding is just making sure that you position yourself in enablement as that strategic partner and not a vending machine. Because as soon as you do that, you will be spinning your wheels.
I just want to summarize the whole high-touch onboarding in one word, and that is personalization, deep personalization.
Everboarding, it's the continuous repeat of new information, enablement, the traditional approach that, hey, we're going to hire you externally, we're going to bring you in, and we're going to train you for 1 month, and then Band-Aid is ripped off. That's just a recipe for failure.
If I were to rethink sales hiring, I would hire people who understand the buyer persona and can learn sales, as opposed to, oh, I was the #1 AE at Salesforce, I can learn to sell anything.
99% of people need market validation campaigns, but they're not buying it because they're too impatient. You can't go to Mars until you test your rockets, but they're trying to go to Mars.
Once you've kind of got that C-level, you're far more doing self-evaluation than somebody else doing it for you. The way that I've solved it in the past is that I wanted my evaluations of my performance to come from the people I managed.
Not everyone knows how to coach. Being good at something doesn't mean you're going to be able to pass the knowledge on in an effective way.
Coaching is not an event. A lot of leaders treat it like an event, right? I coached Michael. Michael is better now. And it's like, no, Michael's a human being. Human beings are not light switches.
We all have a superpower. We do. And it's our job as leaders to put people where their superpowers can just shine every day naturally.
The best companies I know focus in on how can we disrupt the flow of the seller and integrate learnings, whether they're micro learnings, 3, 4, 5 minutes into the day in the life. So it's less of a disruption.
Learning is an experience, and there is no end goal to learning. It's not you're done at 12 weeks and you graduate and you're, out of my hair.
I think if you value a team that is always practicing and winning games, the NBA doesn't stop practicing in off season. Practice is the most important thing you can be doing.
One-on-ones are not an add-on to a leader's day-to-day tasks or responsibilities. That's not an add-on job. It is the job.
I think it's more about how do we understand the best way to relate both sides, human and AI talent. It's not replacing or keeping one. It's inevitable. It's here.
You can have all the information about the products known to man and still absolutely suck at selling it. If you can't align a feature benefit to a pain or problem, then you're dead.
I think sales enablement, the current state is that it's internal focused and it's not helping the seller be more buyer centric. You have to make sure that enablement is as much as possible internal and external focused. And the external focus is really buyer enablement.
Most people that hold leadership titles aren't actually leaders, they're managers. It takes a leader to drive change, and it takes somebody who can inspire people, get them to see the bigger picture and the vision of why this change is going to really impact them in a meaningful way.
Do things before everybody else to get something that nobody else will get because you've done something that they haven't done.
We can't approach selling from a traditional point of view anymore because a customer isn't a traditional customer anymore.
Without sales leadership buy-in, enablement is dead in the water.